Yeehaw!
Hi, it's Jonas Lamis, and I'm joined today by Rob Hirshfeld. Rob is the founder and CEO of a new startup here at Tech Ranch by the name of Zehicle. So Rob, tell us, what is Zehicle?
Zehicle is a technology that hooks drivers' cars to their smartphones and allows them to see how their car is driving and become a better driver. And more importantly, it takes that information and it sends it to the internet and shares it with other drivers so you can compare, build traffic information, do all sorts of really interesting social things. It's something we're trying to evolve and call Driving 2.0.
Right. This is a really interesting area because historically you've got all this great car performance data, right, that's locked up inside the engine controller, exactly, essentially, of a vehicle. And there's no way to, other than going to your dealership or your mechanic and them connecting a scan tool to your car, there's no real way to really unlock the value of that data for the consumer, right?
Exactly.
And then once you connect that data and the consumer out there in the cloud, you can bring in businesses as well. And with the right permissions and so forth, those businesses can now have permission to interact with consumers around their car data.
Exactly.
Right.
And one of the things that people don't realize is that they have a standard port. Every car since '96 has had the exact same interface inside the cabin of their car. That that data is just waiting for somebody to tap into it.
So yeah, and I think one of the things that Zehicle has been really focused on is in intellectual property. Right, so tell us about the patents you've been working on.
So one of the things that I have experience in is writing patents and filing patents. And it's an important competitive advantage. So one of the things that Zehicle did really when we sort of figured out how to get that data, because it's not as simple as you might think,
right,
is that we file patents around it. So the patent office makes it very possible for an inventor to file a provisional patent. They have a low barrier to entry. And there's an important element to actually filing that patent and capturing your intellectual property and knowing how to do it. I have the benefit of having gone through it several times.
Right. Yeah. So when we work with entrepreneurs here at Tech Ranch, we're not always advocating to go patent everything that they think of. Right. There's different kinds of business models. Right. Some business models are about getting to market quickly. Capturing a piece of the long tail, disrupting an existing competitor with a new offering. But in Zehicle's case, we're really talking about a foundational technology advantage, right? That has not really been, that is novel, that really hasn't been exposed to the marketplace yet. So that's a good place to look at the provisional patent process.
And that's, and I was surprised when I looked around that people hadn't solved this problem. So it was really good to patent it. And it's not specific to vehicles. We actually are looking at some other ways to leverage that core patent that we have. And then we're building on that because it opens new doors of how you integrate between cars and smartphones. And we're now thinking about the space in a whole different way.
Very cool. So what's next for Zehicle? What do you see happening with the company in the next year?
Okay, a lot of things. We're really moving towards our first launch, which we're expecting to have very soon. And one of the things that's interesting is while we're developing this car integration capability, we're also building this social driving capability. And that's actually going to be coming to market sooner. So we're starting to build applications that let drivers work with each other, communicate with each other, either in small groups and then ultimately in larger groups. So it really has become more than just what this patent did, which was let us pull the data from the car.
Right. I'm really looking forward to the day when my iPhone will tell me, "Congratulations, Jonas, you were the most efficient driver on your commute home today,"
exactly,
versus the folks that are in my network that I'm competing with, for example.
And that's right.
So we can turn efficiency in commuting into a game in some instances.
There's a lot about that, and one of the things that is really amazing to me as I've done the research in this is that your car has data that could tell you how to save a lot of gas, and it's significant. It's 20%. efficiency if you knew when to drive and how to drive in that way. So you don't have to drive like a grandma or Al Gore in order to really make a difference in your pocketbook for this. Right. So it's a big deal.
Great. All right. Well, Rob, best of luck on Zehicle. Of course, we're deeply involved in it, and we're looking forward to moving the venture forward. Tune in real soon when we talk to another really cool entrepreneur about ideas that are going to change the world. Thanks.